Kevin here for Catch and Cook California. Today's video is a simple one. Very beginning of mushroom season and we're getting some incredible chanterelles. I'm going to take you out on Miso's very first hunt. We're going for small game with an air rifle. I received a new drone from a company called Ruko. I'm going to take it out, give it a test flight, and see what kind of footage I can get. Finally, I'm going to take that small game, I'm going to take those mushrooms, and we're going to make wood-fired pizza for the ultimate taste test. Stick with us. So Diane and I are going to head back in these woods right here. It hasn't rained a ton, but it's rained just enough. North-facing slopes should be holding a little bit more of that moisture. And so we're hoping there's some chanterelles popping. Let's go. So as I said, I'm looking at north-facing slopes. I'm trying to be very careful because I'm under oak where the poison oak likes to live. But just messing around in here for a little bit, I ended up finding some beautiful pieces of gold. And check out these wonderful chanterelles. Once I knew that they were there, I knew it was on and time to look in other spots. Right there. All right. You gotta be really careful where you step. Okay, so there's another one. All right, honey. I'm gonna carefully start picking.
Oh, that's two. Oh.
Wait.
Ding. That's so cute.
Gorgeous.
It's like a little couple. Oh.
That's a beaut. What a cute little chanterelle.
He's a cutie.
Let's see the bottom. Yeah, beautiful. All right. No, that's not one. That's two. So some people will be inclined to come through here and just start raking away all the leaves because we know that there's a few in here. But if you do that, you're basically taking away everything that is protecting the mycelial network in here, which is what connects all of these mushrooms. It's the living entity. So if we do uncover anything, we can pull the mushroom or cut the mushroom. And then we want to make sure we cover it back over. That's going to keep it protected so it'll continue to reproduce. Look at these guys. That is California gold right there. I'm going to cut that one. Look at those beautiful chanterelle primitive gills, and what a beautiful harvest. Great way to kick off the beginning of the season. Well, you could not have hoped for a better chanterelle harvest than that. What a beautiful little kickoff to the season. The next thing I want to share with you is Miso's very first hunt. Now I know not everybody is all into hunting like I am, but as a doctor of anthropology, an archaeologist with a sub-emphasis in paleoanthropology, I just want to say this. If it wasn't for hunting, we wouldn't be here. So even if it's not something you do, I do ask that you respect the culture that I come from, and hunting is a huge part of that culture. So I want to share with you my golden retriever's first experience hunting, what she was bred to do. Well, this small game hunt all started in my family orchard. Miso was out there under the persimmon tree and under the black walnuts and had smelled something. I looked up above and saw this beautiful western gray squirrel. So I put her inside because she could not stay quiet. Decided to do the hunt and then bring her out if I was successful. Now, one thing about these western gray squirrels is that just because we're allowed to hunt them in Northern California does not mean that you can hunt them anywhere. As a matter of fact, most of the state is open to hunting, but Southern California is not. Now, on the upper right, you'll see the native western gray squirrel, which is what I'm after today, and then below that, you see the invasive eastern fox squirrel, which is also something that I hunt. It's important to know the rules and regulations before you do anything like this. And yes, you need a hunting license for small game. In order to get a hunting license, unlike a fishing license, you need to take a hunter education course, and there is a specific season for squirrel. So I locate this squirrel, and I am using a .177 caliber pellet gun. This is a break barrel, very accurate, very lethal, and quite quiet. This one's scoped, and even though it is an air rifle, you'll notice that I treat it just like a firearm, safety first. Well, it took that squirrel a moment to come back, but eventually I saw him out in the open, lined up. I'm lining up right behind the head, and I'm just going to squeeze the trigger off till I get my shot. I think pellet rifles are honestly a great way for people to start with hunting, and a great start for the doggy too. Find him. Good girl. Find him. Good girl. What a good doggy. What'd you get? Good girl. Good doggy. Bring it here. Good girl. Bring it here. What a good doggy. Okay, drop. Good. Nope, drop. Good girl. Well, not too long after finding that squirrel, I ended up hearing an invasive Eurasian collared dove. That's the one on the right here. So I started calling back and trying to hunt this one too. Find it. Miso, hey, find it. Good girl, find it. Nope, find it. Good girl, find it. Good girl. Where is it? Find it. Good girl. Good girl. See, you're so excited. You just got to use your nose. Good girl. Bring it here. Bring it here. What a good doggy. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Wait. Such a good girl. Okay. Drop it. Nope. Sit. Good doggy. You're a good girl. You're getting treats. Oh, yes. You are so good. So happy. Trusty air rifle. You can see the squirrel, and we also have that beautiful Eurasian collared dove up here. Right here. Good girl. Sit. You so happy? You're a good doggy. She's like, I am, but let's get that thing out of the tree and let's cook it. So I'm gonna give her the reward. She gets the heart, the liver, and the kidneys from the bird and the squirrel. Good girl. Well, this is 100% organic organ meat. Honestly, I eat it, but in this case, she earned it. Look at that big old smile. She was so happy. I'll tell you, after this, all she wanted to do is go hunting. And I was so happy to get her out there and teach her. So I browned the meat, and then I ended up browning some onions, threw all of this in the crock pot with some bay leaves and thyme and oregano, some salt and pepper, a bunch of chicken stock, and just put it on to simmer. What a cute little doggy. Give her a good start with some small game, and as you could see, she loved it. The next thing I want to share with you is that this company, Ruko, sent out this drone, the U11MINI 4K. It's supposed to shoot 4K video and 8K photographs, and all I'm thinking is it might make some really cool shots from the air for these survival videos and outdoor foraging videos. So let's go check that out, and then we're gonna bounce to the outdoor kitchen and do a little wood-fired small game and mushroom pizza. Well, this is probably as good of a time as any to introduce my new toy. Well, this drone is compatible with iPhones and with Androids, and all you got to do is download this Ruko app. Super quick and easy. Once you go in there, you can start to calibrate the drone after turning it on, and this is going to allow you to set that internal gyroscope so the drone knows what is up and down and left and right. Then fire this bad boy up and take it on up for your first flight. Now, pretty much immediately, I was very impressed with the cinematography I'm able to get. So this is overhead, and I'm seeing the exact same thing on the screen on my phone. Able to control it right down there and get these really cool overhead shots. I wanted to see what kind of shots I could get out here over the water that might be something that would translate to a survival video, outdoor foraging video, something like that. Anyway, I had this on beginner mode at this point, so I was just kind of playing around with the controls, getting comfortable with it, up, down, left, right, turning, back, forth. And eventually, you'll take it out to the limits of the beginner mode, and you'll see on your phone that it's actually going to pop up with not an error message, but a warning that says, hey, you're at the edge of beginner mode, so time to put it on advanced mode. So I hit the return to home function, a cool function that brings it right back, and almost landed it exactly where I wanted. I had to take over at the last minute here and do a few corrections, but other than that, pretty darn good. All right, that is the maiden voyage. I just took it up for beginner mode, but got some pretty cool shots of this waterway here. So I'm going to take it up even higher and then see what that looks like. Well, I said I was going to try to take it a bit higher, and I did, but actually what I mainly did was take it out further. So up above these oaks and then on down the river. I'm very interested in how smooth that footage can be. It's actually pretty windy on this particular day, and it doesn't look shaky at all. I think these shots are awesome. I'm interested in, what I can get down kind of from above, but also horizon shots. What does it look like when it swivels and turns left and right? But all in all, I'm pretty excited about this drone. I think the footage is pretty darn good, and especially as compact as this drone is, it's only 249 grams. I mean, this is a really small, compact little drone, but look at this footage. This is totally cool. Anyway, here I was just about to take it home, and then I realized there was one more feature that I wanted to test, so this is the GPS follow. And basically what it's doing here is it's tracking the remote that's in my hand, and so I should be able to walk along without even paying attention, and the drone should be taking footage of me overhead. And I think it's doing a pretty good job, but I'm not perfectly centered here. I'd like to see myself just a little bit more centered in the screen. I don't know if it's having trouble because there's a few trees here, or if this is user error, which is certainly possible. But in any case, my other critique here is as it's turning, it's a little jerky. I don't really like the way that it turns. But I think what I can do is just kind of set it up so that it just follows me straight here, and I think that could translate to a very cool shot. What a cool drone. I'm very much looking forward to applying that to some future videos, and there's links in the description if you want to pick one of those up for the holidays. Time to bounce to our outdoor pizza oven. We're going to use that wild game, those wild mushrooms, and we are going to make a one-of-a-kind wild pizza. If you're not familiar with small game, I definitely recommend slow cooking it. That way, once your mushrooms are prepped, you can pull it off the bone and then take all that meat and use it however you please. In this case, I'm going to fire up my pizza oven. Once that's piping hot, I'm going to sprinkle out some cornmeal on a board, and I'm going to roll out some dough with Diane. We're going to start topping that off with some nice sauce and some mozzarella cheese, and then that slow cooked, very tender small game, and some of the most choice golden chanterelles that our state has to offer. Throw some herbs and salt and pepper on there, and then we're going to load that thing right on into that oven. Nice and wood smoked and beautiful. Now every once in a while we're going to have to rotate this so it cooks evenly, and it does take some patience. That is certainly something that this little doggy knows all about. But she's already got her hand out, so the pizza's for us, not for her. But look at that. Doesn't that look like something you want? It looks like something I want, and I already ate it. But anyway, it was quite delicious, but don't take my word for it. Okay, take my word for it. All right.
Hang on.
All right.
Hang on. All right.
All right. Super good. Man, the crust is perfectly cooked.
Guess I don't need salt.
That chanterelle. All right, I just wanted to show you what that looks like. He's so funny. Well, I know that was a bit of a different video than the types that I normally drop, but hopefully you enjoyed it. If you're interested in a mushroom identification class, now is the time. It's a great time to forage. The fall is my favorite time to forage, so don't delay. And remember, I do have gift certificates, or you could sign somebody up for a class. I think those are solid gifts for the holidays. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and until next time, keep the old ways alive.